Right now, we're starting recording. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to our Bible study. We're back from a long break. Our last video we did was in January.
I don't
So
even
sometime
remember.
around January, I got caught up in a whole bunch of videos and
Mhm.
never got to them. Um, but yeah, um, if you have your Bibles, we're gonna be in Luke 10. Oops. Yeah, Luke chapter 10. We're starting a series called Under Pressure. And it's going to be, I believe, 4 weeks. And when I tried, when I was planning this out, it's, I didn't think about all the other stuff for church. And then when I'm not going to be here. So the 7th is, we have a schedule for the 17th next week. We could either move that to the 16th or the 16th would work better.
Let me look at my calendar.
So the 16th, and then the
Okay.
20th for the week after. For the week after the 20th,
I'm
then
good with
no
that.
study until the 7th. We get back in August. So it's a little set up weird because I'm be gone for 2 weeks in Colorado.
Fine.
I'm excited. Um, our series schedule list. So week 1 is we're doing the Pace of Grace. Then it's gonna be Anxious for Nothing. Then Boundary Lines, and then Rest on Resistance is what we're looking at for the next 4 weeks. So our scripture is gonna be Luke 10:38 to 42, and it's gonna be with Martha and Mary. So it says, oh wait, what I have is okay. So the hook that I have here says, "We treat busy as a badge of honor. So if someone asks how you are, the default is good, just just crazy busy, and I know that I am like that all the
Mhm.
time. And like I get asked like like I was at my school, or, um well, was it, I think, well, Wednesday. I was at school Wednesday, and and I was asked how my summer was going, and I was like, just good, very busy with the things I have to do for church and stuff, and at home, and then my other stuff like piano. I have very busy with piano and learning new music and stuff. So I'm like very busy this, very busy that. So I can relate a lot to this busy stuff. But the tension of it um is that Dallas Willard famously said, "Hurry is the great enemy of spiritual life in our day." When we live at a breakneck pace, a fast pace of love, joy, and peace, our first things to get squeezed out is you can't love someone in a rush. You can't do stuff in a rush. So I thought of Luke 10:38 to 42. So I'm gonna read that, and I think some sometime when we have time, I'm gonna read the whole thing out through um Luke 10:1 to 42. So it says, now it happened as they went that they entered a certain village, and a certain woman named Martha welcomed him into her house. And he had a sister called Mary, who also sat at Jesus' feet and heard his words. But Martha was distracted with much serving, and she approached him and said, Lord, do you not care that my sister has left me to serve alone? Therefore tell her to help me. And Jesus answered and said to her, Martha, Martha, you are worried and troubled about many things, but one thing is needed, and Mary has chosen that good part, which will not be taken away from her. So Martha introduces so Martha is who isn't doing anything evil. She is doing something essential, which is hostility.
Hospitality.
Yes, hospitality. And Mary, who's sitting still. I get those words mixed up.
Okay.
So the main point of it is that distraction is a direct result of distortion, which Luke 40, the wrong page. 10:40 says, but Martha was distracted with much serving, and she approached him and said, Lord, do you not care that my sister has left me to serve alone? Therefore tell her to help me. Martha was distracted by all the preparations. Um, when our when our schedules are overfilled, we lose the ability to focus on what matters, and we mistake urgent things for important things. And I know that I do that a lot. I don't know if you do that a lot, but
It
I
happens.
kind of do that, and and I was telling Pastor, we had a good conversation Wednesday with Pastor Kelly. It was about, and I forgot.
Mhm.
It was about like struggles. We were talking about wait, do I have my book in front? Let's see. I don't think so, but
Someone's doorbell.
no. Um, but it was we were talking about like struggles and stuff, and I was telling her that, oh no, worries. It was about worries and struggles and stuff. And I was telling her worries. Some worries I have is like um getting things done on time and stuff like that. And I know that I do put the like small things, and I that are not important, and it's like I worry too much about it and this and that, and I know it's not good.
Yeah.
So that's um main point for that. Then another point is anxiety blinds us to presence, and that is in Luke 41. It says, and Jesus answered and said to her, Martha, Martha, you are worried and troubled about many things, And Jesus tells us that, and Jesus notices no, and you notice how Jesus doesn't condemn her at her work. He diagnoses her heart. And then point three is that the priority of one thing, and that you can find that in Luke 10:42. But one thing is needed, and Mary has chosen what that good part which will not be taken away from her. Mary chose the better part. Spiritual maturity isn't doing more for Jesus. It's being with Jesus more than we do anything for him. Okay, I was supposed to put something on here for us, but I forgot.
Mhm.
But I was supposed to put one to 10. So just think about, so on a scale between 1 to 10. So right where you're watching this, if there was a 1 to 10 scale, I want you to think of the scale where 1 means you are completely at peace, and 10 means your engine is running so hot that you are about to blow up a gasket. Where is your internal speed limit sitting today?
Hmm.
And answer it like you wait. Don't answer like you think it should be. Answer it where you're honest to yourself. Um,
Spiritual. Not
yeah,
emotional, but spiritual.
yeah.
Hmm. I mean, I always need to work on it. Work on everything. I never quite get it. No one ever does. It's always a work in progress. It's hard to say. Maybe somewhere between 5 and 7.
7.
I've been distracted by a lot of things lately.
I think for me it's 5 probably,
Yeah.
because I mean this summer we've been nonstop the kids camp. I mean, well, the kids camp we did do prayers and reread our Bibles, but
Mhm.
after it, I feel like I like went away and got distracted on watching TV or on my phone and doing my guitar or my piano. I think that's my mind instead of where Jesus should be. Well, my priority, and I think rooted. The Bible study we're doing for the church is called Rooted. I
It's a good
think
one.
that's helping more,
Mhm.
and it has me thinking more in into it, thinking dirt. But yeah, it has me thinking more about getting closer to God and to just being close to Him. Um, Let's see if I have anything else. Okay, we could go on to our questions now, which I thought I thought everything would take longer, but I guess they.
I've had a really busy week, talk about busy. So, I'm burnt out. I'm tired. Just to give you an idea, so instead of doing my normal, I work from 7:30 to 3:30. Um, Someone was on vacation, so I had to do the van run to pick up people for work, which meant I've been starting my morning anywhere from about 20 minutes to the earliest is 20 minutes to 7, and I don't get home till about 4:15. So I'm out in the heat, I'm driving a lot, and I'm just tired. And then I have
Yeah,
dirt here.
they could make me tired.
And he has
See that?
training, so he's been fun.
Yeah, the heat can get you
Yep,
tired, especially high elevation, and then you can't
yep.
tell if you're dehydrated.
Yeah, I've been dehydrated. I'm trying to work on that. And then the other thing too is I'm not even done yet because on Sunday there's an indoor football league game up here at the Wranglers, and I'll be doing sign language to the national anthem for that.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah, no. I don't like being a part of a crowd, and at least I'm not by myself. Yeah, it's not my
Yeah,
favorite thing, but I get paid to do it.
it's always good.
Yeah, I'm just tired. Busy
So
weekend.
our first question, lost it. Okay, our first question says, look closely at Luke 10. So Luke 10 says, Luke 10:40. It says, but Martha was distracted with much serving, and she approached him and said, Lord, do you not care that my sister has left me to serve alone? Therefore tell her to help me. So why do you think Martha got angry at Mary instead of asking Jesus for help directly?
I can tell you exactly why as a mom. When your kid doesn't help you clean up the house, you have people coming over, they're just sitting there watching TV, getting in the way, they don't want to help clean up, or you just want a nice clean house even, and they're just don't want to do anything. They're making a bigger mess every time you pick up an area that next thing you know there's more trash on it. It's like it's frustrating. And I'm one who does put hospitality is a that's a high importance for me. I like to make sure that when there are people over that they feel welcome, and I make a big deal about cooking a nice meal. You know about that. I want a nice meal, know that set up for my guests. I want them to want to be there and to know that they're wanted there. Um, and so yeah, I totally see her frustration. And it's not that what she was doing was unimportant. It's just he didn't rank it as important as what he was saying because he was teaching, and teaching of Jesus is very important.
Yeah,
So yeah,
I don't think I would have thought of an answer like that, and
that's it.
I would have thought that um, that because of how Jesus is, like all the authority Jesus has, she would I think that she got mad at or angry at Mary instead of asking Jesus for help because he's he has all that like authority not to get asked for help or something like that, and that
Like it would
that's what I
be
was trying to
beneath. Are you thinking like she feels like it would be he was bigger than that, asking for help in this situation.
Yeah.
I feel honestly the way she words it, I feel like that is her way of saying help me. She wasn't like specifically saying, Jesus, will you help me with this? But her complaining about it was a cry for, hey, help me out.
Yeah. How does hurry damage our relationship?
Say that one more time.
How does hurry damage our relationship?
A lot. Oh, that's big time. You don't want to rush things. It's really important to take the time to, so sometimes someone's going through something and it's really a big complex issue and they really need you to sit there and take the time to hear the whole thing. Whereas if you hear part of what they're going through, part of what the issue might be, you may not be able to truly give them sound advice or help them out with it. So like an example, one of the people from work is trying to decide if she wants to move or not. And she doesn't really know how best to decide whether she should or not. So I was helping her out, and so I was showing her how she can, determine a question. She's smart enough to, think of questions she has. What is important to her, and she can use AI to search out the answer to her question. For example, are health benefits better here or in that other state? So that it can help her determine which way would be the best way to go. What is the living costs in between here and the other state? What does the job market look like between here and the other state? So there's different things to look at. So I was helping show her how to do that. But if I didn't take the time to listen to her to know what was going on, I wouldn't have known that that's what she needed to help with. I would have just been like, "Well, it's not that hard. Just pick where you want to go."
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think that um when you build a relationship, so so this question was um was brought to me by a friend that I know. They they believe in Jesus, but they also don't at the same time. Like they have lots of questions and stuff that I know how to answer, but
Mm-hmm.
and then there's questions where I don't know how to answer. And so we were talking one day, and they asked me this question, and it got me thinking about
Mm-hmm.
about it for so we were probably talking for an hour or two, and I probably took about 30 minutes trying to talk to them about it. And I can't remember if it was Pastor Kelly or Darla who was talking about this. Maybe even you that we were talking about this movie. But to build a relationship with Jesus and
Mm-hmm.
to build it with someone else, you have to. I was saying to talk about Jesus with someone else, you build a relationship with them. Then you talk about Jesus with them, and you invite them to church, or you invite them to the events that they have there, and and if they say no, um you don't leave them, and you don't forget about them. You
Yeah.
go you go back to them, and you keep building that relationship, and you keep inviting them to the stuff, and you just keep trying to build a relationship in their life, and to try to build a relationship with Jesus in their life too. And my friend, they so some of it is their parents too. They can't just go, but
Mhm.
Like I send out the stuff that we get for the events. So I send out those to them. I send out an invitation to go to church with them and check it out. And sometimes they do say I'll think about it, and then they don't show up. But I told them that when you do that, you don't you don't see me just forgetting about it and just forgetting to send out the messages or forgetting about them in general. And I still send messages and still send the church events. And that's how I think that you can't just hurry a relationship like you were saying. It takes time to build one.
Mhm.
And there's a process to building a relationship with a person of faith and to build a closer relationship. Because I know in our Thursday night groups when we had it,
Mhm.
we were all separated, but over time, through what we were going through
Mhm.
and how close we got, we built a relationship with each other.
Well, yeah. Some of the most unlikely guys. You guys, you had one thing in common going into it, and now you guys are so tight with each other. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Question 2 says, Jesus says Martha is worried about many things. If you made a list on your top 3 many things right now, what would they be?
Uh, well, I'm in the process of buying a house, so that's a big thing there. Trying to make sure I don't overextend myself and make sure that I have some money to get some repairs done that need to be done. Then trying to get my dog trained and get. Oh, he's getting there. He's doing better. You notice he's only
It's
jumped
good.
on me once. Usually it's way more by now. Um, he's actually laying down and being good. Um, I have a huge mess behind me of things I need to go through and sort through, and it's like I need to get all that taken care of, and then I'm trying to balance work and a relationship on top of all that, and it's a lot, and sometimes I just don't prioritize things the way I should.
Top 3. Um, Probably church. The church stuff. Was one of them. Um, well, my room. If my room was clean, I probably would have been where I always am with my computer on my desk. But I
That's
am
why I have my
sitting on
back.
I'm sitting on my bed facing this wall, and you can see all my pictures and stuff. So that's another priority. A third one is probably Rocky Mountain High. That's probably a priority looking forward to in the next 2 weeks.
Man, that's quick. Coming up.
So yeah, right around the corner. So that's probably the 3 priorities this month for right now.
Yeah.
What makes sitting at the feet of Jesus feel so difficult or even lazy in modern culture?
Tough one to answer. I guess it is. We're just uh it's work, work, work. Work is set as a priority. You know, got to make money, got to get rich, got to do this, got to do this. If you don't work, you're not going to get anywhere. And it's just push yourself to do it, and you know, cram in as many things you can in a day. I know, like you were listing off all these extracurricular activities you have. It's not uncommon for parents to pile on the extracurricular activities on the kids. Sometimes it's kids who choose, but sometimes it's the parents who choose for them. And yeah, it's just easy to add too many things to your plate, and then you just not enough hours in the day to do it. And that's the way society teaches us. Whereas Jesus is like wants us to slow down and focus on what's really important, so our relationships, both with Him, with others. Yes, we do. We should work hard. God, you know, is it's God. You know, God makes it very clear that work is important, but not at the expense of relationships with your family, your friends, and obviously
Mm-hmm.
self.
Yeah.
And I'm lucky with work. We actually do a Bible study, and I can bring bring that into work to some degree.
That's
So,
good.
yeah.
I think what makes it so difficult is what you were saying, how society has us doing all these things and piling things up on top of each other, and then we get distracted on one thing and distracted on the other, and then our mind is on 24/7 about this, about that, either cooking, playing games, watching TV, scrolling on your phone for who knows how long, and and I and it's also something I struggle with too, is really sitting down and fi- finding a calm space to do, at least read a page is something I struggle with a lot, because
Hmm.
I mean my mind, I get distracted a lot, and if I get distracted a lot, what makes other people not get distracted eh, on different things in their lives, different struggles, different um challenges they face, but society has us nonstop wor- thinking about this instead of thinking about fixing our mind on Jesus and staying in His Word.
One thing I found
So,
helps is that version now. You can do any number of reading programs, and Orangewood is doing one of them right now. It's not over yet, but you can do any one of those reading programs that they have on there, and it gets you in the Word every day, and it reminds you if you don't. It tells you, hey, you
mhm,
didn't do anything today. You better get on it. So no, it's nice
yeah,
about it. That's so I've been doing my reading every day. I get up at 5 in the morning, and you know I hate mornings.
yeah, and that's what I like about like the weekly Bible studies that we do, and then that the church is doing, because because I will forget
Mhm.
to read my Bible, to sit, to wake up in the morning and to read my Bible. I'll get up in the morning, and I know that the first thing I go to is my phone. I don't even bother getting up, walking around the house.
That's why the app.
I just wake up and I
Mm.
just grab my phone, and I'll I'll get messages at night out from my friends on Instagram. So they're texting me, and I'll be asleep, and they're texting, and I wake up, and That's the first thing I see is my phone pops up with a whole bunch of notifications, and I'm looking through them, and I forget what the why I get up in the morning. I forget the purpose, and the purpose is that God got us up in the morning.
Hmm.
God got us up to spread His word, to learn His word, and I do try hard to read the Bible in the morning,
Hmm. Well, that
and
might not be the best time for you to do it.
yeah,
It used to be
and
I'd read it at night before bed, but now I'm on the phone talking to my boyfriend instead of reading the Bible, so I do it in the morning because I'm not talking to
yeah,
him then because he's as bad as I am and hates mornings. He doesn't want to be talking at 5 o'clock in the morning.
no, um, but yeah, so like I've tried mornings, I've tried nights. Not actually, nights was working.
Hmm.
Then I just got too tired, I,
Alarm on your phone.
and then I just get distracted
Hmm.
on different things, and I should be fixed on Jesus, and I just I got to work on that. But I think
Art.
the Bible the studies are helping.
Yeah, it can be hard.
So,
Hot.
question 4 says Martha was doing a good thing by serving Jesus, yet it drove her to frustration. How can we tell when our service to God at church, at home, or at work has crossed the line from a loving offering to a source of the identity or control?
If you feel stressed, that's a big sign. If you're enjoying what you're doing when you're serving, then you're doing it for the right reasons. You're not overdoing it. But when you start feeling stressed or frustrated with it, then that's a sign that you're not you're not doing it for the right reasons or you've overextended yourself. Because I mean, your heart might be in the right place, but if you've overextended yourself, then that's not good either. But
Hmm.
but you know, some people will serve, but not for the right reasons too. So it's a lot of different things.
Yeah. I'm trying, I feel like this question is similar to the one I had Wednesday during the study, but I can't make a correlation to it. I I don't know. I can't. By serving Jesus, yet it drove her to frustration. How can we tell? How can we tell when our service to God? Okay, I think it becomes like a
For me, if it feels like a chore, it's not serving like I should.
yeah, yeah,
It's not serving lovingly. When I'm happy doing it, I'm serving lovingly. But yeah, you don't want it to feel like a chore.
yeah. I think that's where I feel like I was going because I was gonna like say something around like chores or like I don't know if necessity was a thing where like I don't know. I don't even know what necessity means. Like yeah, I think like a chore because I'll come back to this question when I think of something
Mhm.
because I don't know I thought of something but maybe like a duty or something. If it has to be like forcefully done, then
I feel, I feel like you're trying to say if it feels like you have to do it rather than you want
yeah,
to do it. Okay.
yeah. I was trying to use big words and I couldn't think of big words.
Eh, overrated.
In verse 41, Jesus repeats her name, Martha, Martha. In Hebrew culture, repeating a name indicates deep intimacy and tenderness, not anger. How does changing the way you hear Jesus' voice from a scolding lecture to a gentle, concerned friend change how you respond to your own stress?
It's definitely easier if it sounds like someone's lovingly correcting you rather than someone saying, "Hey, don't do that." It says like, "Hey, we should probably do this instead." So knowing that Jesus is lovingly trying to correct us and get us back on the right path makes it easier to handle being redirected, because sometimes we're determined we are on the right path, we're doing what we should be doing. It's like, no, 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 you're not. Or I mean, you might be, but you know what I mean. It's like sometimes we're just
Mm-hmm.
not, we're off track somewhere and we need to be put back on the right, but having that gentle nudge in the right direction and encouragement to go do what we need to do, rather than how dare you shouldn't be doing that. It's much easier to handle, and you're more likely to do, like, if someone tells you don't do that, or someone says, could you please do this instead, who are you going to want to listen to more?
Yeah, it's like less less demanding.
Mm-hmm.
What's the word? Soft, softly, and more contained
Yeah.
instead
I
of.
mean, there's time and a place for the, hey, stop now, but if it's something that's not, a danger to someone, if they just need to
Mm-hmm.
be nudged back on
Calm
track some little,
and chill.
it's
Yeah,
better to take a gentle approach, and or start with a gentle approach and move to a firm if you have to, and God will move to a firm approach if he has to.
yeah.
Plenty of proof of that.
In ancient in the ancient Near East, hospitality was a strict culture obligation, and Martha was fulfilling her expected gender role, while Mary was breaking it by sitting with the men to learn. Well, I can have my glasses on. I can't see what it says. Have you ever felt like choosing spiritual rest? Have you ever felt like choosing spiritual rest required you to disappoint the cultural or social expectations of people around you?
The closest I can come to really understanding what that felt is like when I get sick and I have to take a day off work. I don't like to take a day off work. I feel like, no, I'm letting everyone down. I need to be there. It's like, no, I don't need to be there. I need to be at home resting. So sometimes, whether it's, for your health, spiritual rest, you can overdo things that way. Sometimes you need to, and I'm not saying like step away from your spirituality or away from Jesus, but um, like that's why you have the Sabbath day to rest. God says work 6 days and rest on the seventh. Well, that seventh day is not just sitting around
My
doing
internet
nothing. It is,
is
you're still in
messing up.
relationship with him. You're still
Um,
praying to him, worshiping him, that
so
all
if you're,
that. But
oh my
you're
goodness.
taking a day for yourself. And I lost you. I turned my light on. Derp, 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 derp. Derps, derps, derps. And you're back! Woohoo! Maybe? Yes. But I think you
So
just froze again.
my internet was acting up. So I forgot what question we were on.
But
Were
you're
we
talking
on?
about hospitality in the Middle East? That
Yes, yeah, yeah.
question?
Um, yeah. So I honestly don't know how to answer that question.
Mhm.
That's a pretty hard one,
It's a harder one.
and I really wish my internet never messed up so that so I could have heard your answer. But it messed up, so now I don't know. If I ever felt like choosing spiritual rest required me to disappoint the cultural or social experience of people around. I would say, is it messing up again? Yeah, I don't know. No, probably. I don't think I've ever felt like choosing spiritual. I don't even think I took spiritual rest, to be honest.
Mhm.
So I really don't know. So question 7 says, is it possible to have a busy schedule but a rested soul? What does it look like? What does it look like practically to work hard at your job or care for your family while keeping your internal focus anchored at the feet of Jesus?
Okay. Like this week, I've had a busy schedule, but my body's the only thing like crapping out on me right now. My soul is feels good. It's rested. I did because of what I do for work. I feel like I really feel like I'm doing what God wants me to do. I'm helping others. I help. So for anyone who's watching this who doesn't know, I work with special needs adults, and I help. You know, we do some programs with them. I do the fun stuff, but I do the fun activities like bowling, trips to the library, trips to the zoo, things like that. But we also do. There's also a work program where I work. So, for me, a busy schedule at work is tiring, but my soul doesn't feel tired. It feels fulfilled, and it depends on what you're doing whether or not you can have a busy schedule and still um, a rested soul. And I do still have time to see my family. It helps that three members of my family work for the same company. Makes a big
It's good.
difference. Yeah. And then my mom volunteers once a week as well. So I see, and well, and I live with my parents as well. So I see them daily. So I still get to see people I care about. I just can't see all my friends in Phoenix. But no, that's a little harder to do. But yeah, I get to see my family, and I do and I do good work. So a busy schedule for me, it doesn't necessarily drain me, drain my soul.
Yeah, I feel like I'm the same way.
Mm.
Like I do so much helping and so much so much work to make a difference in other people's lives and other lives and at the end of the day it just makes me happy. It don't ever make me tired. And like if I was at school and in that school I will either stay late for for one of my classes, or for choir, um, and just helping in general when I can for anything makes me makes me feel good about myself. Makes me feel like I have like a purpose to do something other than doing something than just walking away from it.
Mhm.
Like at the church during our events we had like if there's like another one of the water days we had, like sometimes my nana would say, don't you ever want to like play with on the slides and stuff, or have fun in doing stuff. And I tell her that the fun happens when I help serve the
Mhm.
people. And I really do think that those events that I do and I help out at, I never go home thinking thinking that I should have been on the slides, or I should have been hanging out more. I always go home from those events happy that I've helped out as much as I could, and I never feel feel tired from any of those events that we do, or anything.
It's good to also go on those slides and do those fun things though with people because you're building the relationships. Like that one day, um, I got challenged to race Darla down a slide. I was wearing jeans. That was like the last thing I wanted to do was go down a water slide, but I did it. But it entertained you guys, all the kids. It made them happy to see. I mean, they loved watching that little race, and I had fun. And it's a way to, so sometimes doing those fun activities is bonding with them. So, like when I take the guys at work bowling, I don't just sit there and supervise them. I bowl with them. I'm horrible at it, but I do it anyway. Um, when we take them to the batting cages, I don't get in the batting cages. I think only two of them even do that anyway. But when they're playing the video games, I get on there with them. I get on the race car games and I race with them. I'll do air hockey with them. So I do the activities with them because they like it. It's you're bonding with them. You're being in relationship with them. So having fun and working can go together, serving and working.
Mhm.
So don't
Yeah,
deny yourself that fun. But you are a great
because
worker. But still have some fun
my
too.
my computer is acting crazy. Like it's glitching from from the video.
Hmm. Well, this background keeps showing this nasty old vacuum behind me. Come on. I'm trying to hide my mess.
um, that's funny. Um, so the last question we have is looking ahead to this week's challenge. Oh wait, I don't think we got into the challenge yet. Let's see. Okay, we haven't gotten into the challenge, so I'm gonna read you the challenge. So, okay, so before we get to that question, we have the closing application. So the challenge is called the daily chair practice. This week, pick one chair in your house, sit in it for 10 minutes every morning before opening your phone or checking an email.
Oh no.
Do not do nothing but thank God for the day and sit in His presence.
Okay. You know my dog. You think I can do
So
that? You think I can sit for
yeah,
10 minutes and do nothing with my dog?
I hope so.
I can't. First thing in
So
the morning, he has got to go eat and go outdoors. And then after that, he's still crazy. He likes mornings.
it's funny. I hate
It's not,
mornings.
it's not funny.
Luckily,
So
I have a dog that sleeps when we sleep, eats when we eat, and is wild when we are wild.
if the sun is up, he wants to be awake and eating and going outdoors. Because that's when the most animals are. Like there's deer. That's when he sees the deer. That's when he smells the skunks. Haven't seen those yet. Just smell them. Um, yeah, that's when he has a higher chance of seeing something to chase.
Yeah. So with that challenge, looking ahead of this week's challenge, which is spending 10 minutes in silence before checking your phone, what eternal resistance do you expect to face? Why does your brain crave the hurry of notifications over the silence of reflection?
My brain does not sit quietly and reflect well. It's just going bing, 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 bing all over the place. And I want my phone. I'm terrible. I'm addicted to my phone. I'll admit it.
Okay.
I that's a,
I,
that's a tough one.
Yeah.
Can we go 1 minute and build up at a minute every day? Maybe, maybe I can. That's a hard
uh,
one.
that's. I think that's gonna be a hard one too.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's a good thing to do, but it's hard.
mhm. The way I
Not,
wake up, it would not be in the morning. It'll be like in the afternoon.
well, you don't have a job like I do.
Yeah.
Yeah, makes a difference. Just wait till you start
Um.
adulting. If you want to hear about it, I can have Miles talk to you. He loves sharing that.
So I think eternal resistance is probably actually waking up and not going to my phone. So I mean, if I do in the morning, I'll get up, but I'll go right towards my phone instead of waiting for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And I think like even if I wake up in the afternoon, I'll still go straight to my phone because
Yeah.
I'm curious. Like it says, hurry of notifications. I'm curious of the notifications I get. Like I get the notifications from Snapchat from my friends or Instagram from my friends or text messages or the notifications from there's like a news thing on Samsung.
Mm.
I get those notifications and I always like reading those. So I get that. So I look forward to reading those notifications.
In my
And
case, I wake up. I sometimes I take a shower in the morning. Sometimes I take a shower at night. But I get ready. I get dressed and all that. Um, Feed the animals. Take the dog out. Eat breakfast. Take my medications. All that. And then I actually get on the phone. So I don't. It's not the first thing I reach for,
mhm.
but
Yeah,
it's definitely up there.
yeah. So we're now gonna start closing up and going to our prayer before we close. I was when I was reading what I wrote, I thought it wouldn't be long enough
Hmm.
because after I said what I needed to say, and when we got to our questions, we were at 15 minutes.
I know.
And so I was like, okay, I hope these questions buy some time, or
They
else it's
always
be
do.
like 30 minutes. But of course, there's always that one internet cell that's not gonna work and
Others.
and then lead us further. But I think it turned out perfect. I like. I don't know. I just like doing this. I like the studies that we talk about. And I do miss seeing you every Thursday and
Yeah.
Wednesday.
And
So I do
Sunday.
like doing and Sunday, yes, especially Sunday. Um, but at least the Bible study still works, still makes
Hmm.
time.
Yeah.
Um,
I'll randomly show up down.
yeah, a couple reminders is that the 16th is a Thursday, our next study, and then Friday no study because of the church bingo night. So I'm excited for that. And then the 20th is a Monday, at the same time, because I will be gone the 21st, 30th, going the 31st. No, the 22nd to the 31st. And then we'll start back up on the 7th. So it'll be Week 1, 2, 3. So week 4 will be on the 7th. So yeah, do you want to pray us out?
Put me on the spot. um, Dear Heavenly Father, please be with us throughout the week, and help us to gain what knowledge you want us to gain from this Bible study, as well as point out areas that we need to work on. Help us realize what areas we need to work on in our lives, um, and don't neglect areas that we're already good in, because we'll need to work on those too. But just please be with us throughout the week, and help us stay in relationship with you. Give us that nudge every time we forget to pray and just talk to you. Just give us a nudge and say, hey, I'm here, so we can remember to constantly, because yeah, it's such a blessing to be able to talk to you whenever we want, and it makes our lives easier if we remember to do that. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Thank you, Jamie. And thank
Thanks
you
for
guys
putting
for
us
the.
on
And thank you for everyone who watched this. Hopefully you learned something. See you guys next week.